Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking to you about air drying. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you'll know that I don't tend to air dry my hair that often. On wash days, I prefer to reach for the diffuser because it takes less time, it gives me better curl definition, and most of all, it gives me more volume. However, I have had a fair few questions in the comments from you guys asking to see what my hair looks like when it's air dried, so I've been doing a little bit of air dry experimentation recently so I can bring you my full air dry routine. Today's video is very kindly sponsored by Curlsmith, and I'm going to be using their weightless air dry cream and hydro style flexi jelly to start with. Both of these products are super lightweight, so they are perfect for air drying with. So let's go ahead. So why air dry? If diffusing is so much quicker than air drying, why would anybody air dry their hair? Now, I recently did a poll on my Instagram stories asking whether you prefer to air dry or diffuse your hair, and the results were pretty much 50-50. 49% of people prefer to air dry their hair and 51% of people prefer to diffuse their hair. Now, I found that quite interesting because I thought that the majority of people would diffuse their hair like I do, but it turns out that you guys have better things to be doing than diffusing your hair. Along with the poll, I also put a question box asking those who air dry why they air dry, and I received lots of common answers. So I'm going to go through some of the benefits of air drying now. So the first benefit to air drying is that it is less time consuming. While air drying takes longer overall, you can actually go about your day, you can go about your life while you are air drying your hair. You're not confined to one space for 30 minutes while you diffuse your hair. You can actually move about, you can work from home, you can do the cleaning, whatever you need to do, you can do with wet hair while your hair is air drying. When you air dry, you literally wash your hair, apply your products, and leave it to dry. And that is it. You don't need to buy a diffuser. Another common answer that came back in the question box about air drying was that people don't diffuse because they don't own a diffuser. Now, I think this is a really important point to remember, is that you don't need a diffuser to wear your hair curly. You don't need a diffuser to embrace your natural hair. So please don't feel like you need to fork out on a new diffuser if you want to start embracing your curls, if you want to start your curly journey. It's just not true. You can get perfectly good results with air drying. Avoid heat damage. If you are diffusing your hair regularly on a high heat, then this can cause heat damage just like straightening your hair can and just like using curling tongs can, especially if you already have heat damage or you are recovering from heat damage. If this is you, then I would say air drying is probably the best option. Less frizz. Now, a lot of people also find that when they air dry, they get a lot less frizz than when they diffuse, and this makes total sense because if you think about it, the diffuser kind of blows your hair around. It doesn't blow your hair around as much as a regular hairdryer without the diffuser on, but it does blow your hair around a little bit, so this can cause a little bit of excess frizz. I personally don't mind this because it's functional frizz, and functional frizz gives you volume, and when you've got fine, medium density hair like me, you want all the volume you can get. But also, the method that I use to diffuse my hair doesn't give me as much frizz as, say, moving the diffuser around all the place would, so it really is, again, down to technique, and it's also down to personal preference. Better curl definition. Some people find that they get better curl definition when they air dry their hair compared to when they diffuse their hair. Now, this could be down to technique, but it could also be down to the fact that you're just leaving your hair to sit, to rest in its curl pattern. You're not manipulating it too much with the diffuser, so you're just kind of letting it sit where it wants. And also, some people prefer air drying because they get less curl definition and they prefer their hair when it is less defined. So again, it's really about personal preference, and for some people, air drying is a really good way to change up your look. Okay, so I'm about to jump in the shower and show you my air drying routine, and today is actually going to be the first time that I'm air drying my hair with my new shorter hair, so we're going to be experiencing this together. Before my haircut, I was getting really good results with these products even when I air dried, so I'm really excited to see how they work on my new shorter hair. First, I wet my hair under the shower with warm water. Today I'm going to be using the Curlsmith 3-step detox kit to cleanse and condition my hair. Step 1 is to prep my scalp before cleansing using the Super Slip Prebiotic Primer. I apply this to my scalp, massaging it in, then gently bring it down the lengths of my hair to help with detangling. The primer should not be rinsed before cleansing. Step 2 is to cleanse using the Wash and Scrub Detox Probiotic. This cleanser comes out super fast and I forget every time. I apply the cleanser to my scalp on top of the primer and gently massage to lift any dirt and build up. I then rinse the cleanser out of my hair, massaging my scalp as I do so. Step 3 is to condition with the postbiotic calming conditioner. Without removing any excess water, I split my hair into 2 sections down the middle, apply a generous amount of conditioner to the lengths of my hair and detangle. This conditioner has amazing slip and has a refreshing minty smell. To help with detangling and to nourish the cuticles of my hair, I squish my hair in pulsing motions, also known as the squish to condition method. Once my hair is fully detangled, I rinse it thoroughly under the water. Now on to styling. First, I'm using the weightless air dry cream to add moisture to my hair. I apply the cream to the lengths of my hair by raking it through. To help form curl clumps, I add extra water, rake, shake and scrunch. Next, I'm applying the Hydro Style Flexi Jelly to help with curl definition and hold. I glaze it over my hair, rake and scrunch. To help form clumps, encourage curl definition and make sure the product is evenly distributed, I scrunch my hair to the front, sides and back, applying a small amount of extra gel at each section. I then use a curl towel to remove the majority of the excess water in my hair. When I'm air drying, I remove a lot more water than when I'm diffusing. This stops my fine hair from getting weighed down with water. Finally, I root clip to help with volume. This keeps my roots lifted as my hair dries and prevents the water from weighing my hair down. Now we wait. Okay, I'm back and I'm dressed and I'm just going to talk you through an optional step now. By no means do you have to do this step, but if you have fine hair like me that gets weighed down by water weight very easily, then it's something that might give you a little bit more volume at your roots as your hair dries. So I am just going to diffuse the roots of my hair. I'm not going to diffuse the ends, I'm not going to touch the ends because they're air drying, just literally for a couple of minutes, a minute to 2 minutes, and I'm going to do it on a low speed and a low heat, and I'm just going to hover the diffuser over my head. Okay, so I've done that for a minute or so now, not long at all, and now I'm just going to leave my hair, I'm going to go about my day, and I'm not going to touch my hair anymore. That is really important, because if you touch your hair while it is wet, then it can cause excess frizz. So I'm just going to leave my hair, I'm not going to touch it. The only thing that I might have to do is readjust the root clips, because as my hair dries, they might loosen, they might fall down a bit, so I'll just pop them back in place, readjust them as my hair dries, just to make sure that I'm keeping the volume at the roots, and then I will come back in a couple of hours just to check in so you can see how much my hair has dried in that time. See you in a bit. Okay, my hair has now been air drying for just over 2 hours, and to be honest, it's doing okay. I think this section here is going to take the longest to dry, the sort of midsection area. The ends are definitely getting there, and I think the roots are getting there as well. I'm starting to get a little bit of a cast on the parts that are drying, so that is a good sign. There is a little bit more frizz than I usually have when I'm drying my hair with the diffuser, and that is because I took so much excess water out with the towel, because I wanted my hair to dry quicker and I didn't want my hair to be weighed down by water, because then that would prevent it from getting as much volume and as much curl definition. So yeah, it's drying nicely. I think another couple of hours and it should be fully dry, to be honest. It's definitely still damp, but it's not soaking wet. So I'll come back in a couple of hours and hopefully it should be fully dry and I'll be able to fluff it out and scrunch out any cast that the gel has left behind. Okay, it's now been 5 hours and 5 minutes and my hair is finally fully dry. I didn't bother jumping back on after 4 hours because it just wasn't still dry. These parts here were still a bit wet, so I figured I'd just wait until it was fully dry so I could show you my dry results. Now, I haven't fluffed my hair out and I haven't scrunched out the crunch yet, so I'm gonna do that now so you can see my final air dry results. Okay, so obviously as you can see my hair is a little less defined than normal. Obviously because my hair was wet, the water weight weighs my hair down, so especially with fine hair this is really common for your curl pattern to change. If you are air drying your hair, the water weight really can manipulate your curl pattern, so they are a little bit more stretched out than usual. Usually when I diffuse my hair, the water evaporates a lot quicker and it's not weighing my hair down as I'm diffusing it. But to be honest with you, considering this is air dried, I'm pretty impressed with the results. I'll insert a picture of my hair styled with these exact products when I diffuse it so you can see the difference. This is just a really great way to change up my look as well, and obviously if I'm on holiday or in summer for example and I want to air dry my hair because I don't want to be sat with the diffuser for ages getting boiling hot and sweaty, then I know that I can air dry and I can still get good results. So there you go, this is what my loose curly hair looks like when it is air dried. Thank you so much to Curlsmith for sponsoring this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please feel free to give it a like, leave a comment and don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I will see you soon. Bye guys.